It's rut and river.
Yes.
Correct.
R-U-T.
I rest my beard hair on it.
And then you know you're there.
Like a nice, gentle little pillow for my beard.
Right.
And then I'm all up in it.
Oh.
I'm like Kobe beef for sharks.
Can I ask you, what made you guys call me up about, well, this?
That's what tickles our fancy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thought the Rocky Mountains would be rockier.
John Denver is not accurate.
Man.
A guy like you, who has absolutely no clue, and I can hear it in your voice, that, I mean, you're a blank canvas. I mean, I can just start with you like from scratch.
You're going to tell me, a grown man, you're telling me what lure to use and how to fish?
You guys didn't snap your whopper plopper off either, though.
Sorry, I blew up over that.
We are back smack dab in the Sonic campfire tonight. Whoa, that was a good
hot.
light. That was a hot light.
We blew her up.
Holy
It's
cow.
a hot one in the older town tonight.
This is Bucky, and who do I have with me tonight?
I'm Ryan.
I'm Steve.
I'm Will.
And I'm Brian.
And I'm excited.
Brian.
Brian.
Oh.
This is Reality Outdoor Radio, where our mission is to get you in the outdoors by connecting you with the people, skills, and products you can trust.
You trust him.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
Thank you, Ryan, for that quick reminder.
You're
there. I
welcome,
appreciate
Buckster.
that, buddy.
I'm here to help.
I'll tell you about this month's sponsor. At Element Outdoors, good camo doesn't have to be expensive, and affordable outdoor gear doesn't have to be poorly made.
Oh, yeah.
Element Outdoors is technical clothing built by and for the working man. Find your addiction. These guys are running an exclusive special for the entire month of May.
Get out.
Where you can receive 20% off your order.
What?
When you enter RRP20. Yep, that's RRP20.
RRP20?
RRP20
Love
is
it.
exactly it when you check out. Just go to elementoutdoors.com today. I am so ready to get into tonight's guest.
You're jacked up, brother.
I am. I am.
He's
because,
amped up. You know what I need you to do, though?
What's that?
I need you to step out that door, and I need you to go home because I need Chuck Wagon here tonight.
Yeah, we got to get the wagon roll.
Do you?
We need him.
Yeah, hit that triangle, bud. Ting, 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 ting.
We got to think. I got to come up with some kind of voice for Chuck Wagon.
No, you just got to be Chuck Wagon.
I think I can be Chuck Wagon.
Buck Wagon.
Buck Wagon. Ooh.
It's still Chuck, but
I know.
I mean,
but I like Buck. I like what you're doing there.
So a minute ago, you were talking about a guest.
We have a guest, Joel Lickliter, with us tonight,
Yeah.
and he's from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. And Joel,
you know they're known for some barbecues and all kinds of things down there.
Huh.
and they're known for their hunting, their fishing, their outdoors. Joel even dabbles into what I like is hunting and cooking.
Hunting and cooking.
Thus the Chuck Wagon part, why I need to be
So,
on
yeah.
it.
Let's say hi to Joel.
Yeah,
Why
let's-
don't we?
Let's get him on. Joel, you there?
Yo,
How's it going tonight, bud?
what's up, y'all?
I'm
It's going
sorry.
Good.
I was
I'm glad
slow
to be
roll.
on board.
Hey, Joel.
I was slow rolling.
Yeah,
I
the wagon was
apologize.
slow rolling.
You know, once we get picking on old Bucky Two Tongs, sometimes we don't let up. We're a little relentless.
Yeah, and they get me flustered, man. A lot of
not gonna lie.
pressure.
Not gonna lie, I wanted to jump in, but I don't want to overstep my bounds.
Dude, go right ahead, bud. Feel right at home.
Ting, 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 ting.
Before we get too deep into it, we need to tell people where to go to find Joel while they're listening to the podcast, right?
They're going to need to take a look, yes.
They're going to need to take a look
The
on the
Instagrams.
Instagram at Home Cookin, Cookin Hunter. Home Cookin Hunter.
That's right.
Get over there right now.
Yeah, we'll wait. I mean, maybe.
Tell us when you're there. All right, take it away, Bucky. You were talking to Joel there.
Bucky's going to Instagram right
I'm
now.
going to Instagrams. I was just following Joel, and then you told me about this home cooking.
Can't forget the hunting part, bro.
Home Cookin Hunter.
It's the total package.
Joel, how are you?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
We're in rare form tonight, if you can't tell.
We brought
I'm working on it. I got a little liquid courage that I'm sipping on, try to catch up with you guys.
Good luck.
What do you got over there?
Well, right now I currently have a little bit of E.H. Taylor single barrel, and then after that's gone, I think I'm going to skip over to some Chattanooga whiskey. It's a 1816 cask, barrel proof, 113.6. Ha! Is good, baby.
You just spoke a different language, and I pride myself on liking and enjoying a good American whiskey.
What kind of malt are you? Singles, doubles?
I don't even like
that's
Scotch, isn't it?
That's Scotch.
Yeah, you're in the malts, and that's even a more refined taste than the whiskeys.
I like chocolate malt.
Whoppers. Well, see, man, I started on Scotch. That's where that's what got my my whiskey taste buds going, which is opposite, really.
Yes.
I started with
completely opposite.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty refined guy. So
yeah,
but anyway,
us
so
too.
I started with Scotch, and then I actually worked into bourbon. And man, once I got a taste of some good American bourbon, I never turned back, dude. I love a good glass of bourbon.
I do too, and it's something that didn't come along until I got into probably my 40s and older. I guess my palate needed more than beer.
You like it neat, or you like it on the rocks?
2 ice cubes, a little bit of water to open it up and to enjoy it. And
I feel you.
Yeah, and not much more than that.
See, I like it angry. I like it to bite. I want it to bite me back. Hence the 113 proof that I'm about to sip on.
Ouch.
I prefer to have mine shaken, not stirred.
I like to sip with my eyes.
So if you're the kind of guy that starts off with Scotch and gets into whiskey, what'd you do? Start off with an atlatl and get into bow hunting?
No, man, I tell you, it was quite opposite for me. Like for me growing up hunting, my old man got me into it at a very young age, but he just wasn't a bow hunter. So I actually didn't get into bow hunting until probably like 8 years ago.
No kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an origins thing, man. Like if you grew up, and for me personally, I feel like if you grew up in a house where hunting was a shtick, that was something you guys did. Your father did it, your grandfather did it, and all that jazz. I feel like that how they hunted really reflects how you're going to hunt.
That's a very true statement.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my dad is one of my heroes, and I love that man. He's taught me a lot. Taught me how to be a man and be the man that I am. But he just never was a bow hunter. And so until I got into my own, I'm 36 now, and until I got into my own, self, I guess, in my hunting world, I decided it was up to me to learn how to bow hunt. It was up to me to get out there and do all that, and because I wanted to experience all there was about hunting, because I loved it so much. But I was a rifle hunter for years, in my 20 plus years of whitetail hunting.
Yeah, and actually there's a good bit of that in Pennsylvania too, and I'm also part of that group where I grew up hunting just a couple of days a year, but man, it was serious hunting. But it was just rifle season. I didn't pick up archery myself until later in life. I was in my early 20s at that point, and I dove in about 6 feet first, and I became an archery technician, and I started working in shops. But you see that a lot. Archery is one of those deals where unless you started doing it when you were 8, 9 years old because your dad was having you do it, a lot of people picked it up later in life. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, for me, one of the main reasons that I picked up archery was just so I could hunt more. I mean, like if I can have another more time in the woods going after something that I love to do, then that's what I'm going to do. I don't care really if it's a crossbow, if it's a compound, it's a recurve, whatever. If it can get me more time in the woods, I'm going to do it. And a lot of that is because I'm a meat guy. I love to process, butcher. That's what I'm after.
Nice.
You know what I mean? I mean, believe me, if a freaking 160 walks out and a Nene is standing right next to him, I'm shooting the 160. You know what I mean? But I mean, I want a trophy too. But like, I love filling my freezer, and that whole, that whole side of it is my favorite part of the hunting.
Yep. If they opened up a slingshot season in August, I'd give it a try.
You do it.
Heck yeah. I'm just hoping the game commission is listening. It's an idea.
Why not?
You're a man after our own hearts too, Joel. We really enjoy eating everything that we hunt.
I don't know that growing up in PA, we didn't have a choice like in that like meat hunting is king, and trophy hunting is literally bred into us as something secondary. So we do appreciate some other states that can get it. Those heavy horn creatures, but it's just not quite reality for us.
Well,
it's
getting there.
It's getting there.
But yeah, no, we're cut from the same mold. We're filling our freezers first.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, it's like at the end of the day, what are you really going to be happy with? When you pull that piece of backstrap or that top round out of the freezer there, and you're cooking a meal, that's an instant story right there. That's a memory and a story, whether with your buddies and your kids or your wife or whoever, right there. It's when you fill the freezer with meat, every time you eat a piece of that meat, that's a memory you get to relive.
Mm-hmm.
And you did it yourself.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Without anybody in between.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten into hunting later in life, and I enjoy the primalness of it, the self-reliance of hunting and fishing, and man, and then bringing it home and cooking it up with that backstrap. You just said you're pulling it out. How are you doing it now? These guys will tell you I always run to gazebo.
For the marinades.
Yeah, or do you marinade? Do you like to just dry rub? How would you prepare that top round?
Well, like it depends. So every animal that I process, I plan it out. There's strategy to it because it's, I'm going to try to get different cuts out of this animal than I did the last one that I got.
So you're planning at the butchering stage.
Correct. So like once I harvest an animal, and there's sometimes, maybe I just want 30 pounds of jerky meat, and I'll go shoot I'll go after a ruddy scrub buck, you know what I mean? And not pass it up. But, my rule of thumb is this. Whenever I'm hunting is I'll let a doe walk into the field and I'll let her hang out there as long as she wants. But her ass is not getting out of this field. if there's not a buck in the field with her, she's not getting out of this field. So that's my rule of thumb. I don't kill a lot of big trophy bucks because of that. But as far as how I cook that, like I'm a dry rub guy. I like a good seasoned piece of meat. My wife, she likes marinades. She likes sauce, things like that, and butters. So we do it a couple different ways. Like one of our favorite ways to do it is we'll get the back strap. I'll butterfly it, kind of tenderize it out a little bit, and I'll season it up. And then she will make a gorgonzola butter spread, and it's basically it's super good and it's super easy. It's just go to the store, get a tub of gorgonzola cheese crumbles. Now, for those who don't know what gorgonzola is, if you like blue cheese, it is a milder form of blue cheese.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So it's got a little bit of that twang to it, but not as much as a blue cheese would. So you take that, you melt half a stick of butter, pour the gorgonzola, half a tub of gorgonzola in there, and you just start mixing it, mashing it, and it turns into a smooth paste.
Oh, wow.
And you spread that jazz all over the top of that hot venison steak as it's resting. Money.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Seriously. And the funny part about what you, like, before you said it was easy, I wouldn't believe you. I mean, it didn't sound
anything
easy.
with gorgonzola. It takes me a half an hour to say it. It sounds like it's gonna
burnt buttered gorgonzola, whatever. It just sounds so expensive and time consuming.
But dude, that is the beauty of cooking, man. Like they use fancy words because they want you to believe that that's fancy and that it's hard to do, but it's not. Like we made venison schnitzel the other night.
Bless you. What'd you say?
Sorry, I got these allergies over here. I got a lot of pollen.
And that's nothing but saying it's a fancy way of saying it's a fried tenderloin.
Yeah, that's really thin.
Yeah.
Chuck wagon coming in hot.
Easy.
Coming in hot, baby.
Delicious tenderloin sandwich with some
Chuck
fried
for the
potatoes. You ain't a kidding. That's a meal.
Schnitzel.
Oh yeah, man. But I tell you, we you pair that with some kraut, and you get some freaking Dijon mustard and some prepared horseradish and a little bit of mayo. Mix that stuff together, man, and it's easy. It's done.
Kraut
3
and
ingredients.
schnitzel.
You got a schnitzel.
See,
Bring your German Shepherd along.
I'd take it over. I'd go hillbilly with it and put some nice gravy over it, like white gravy and
Some kind of gravy.
yeah, dude.
like
from the
almost like
gravy
a country
category.
fried
Schnitzel.
country fried schnitzel with maybe a biscuit on the side to sop that gravy up.
I'm totally stealing that. That's good. I like that.
Joel,
fried
I'm checking out your website right now, and there are some of those recipes that you're speaking of right online here. So
What's that website, bro?
that's reloadrub.com. I mean, there's some pork belly burnt end recipes and some charred grilled Dixie dogs.
Wait. We gotta
gotta
stop.
check out that
We gotta
site.
stop. You just said burn in.
I love me them.
There
burn
are
ends.
some burnt ends.
We just
recipes.
Ryan just popped out of that chair like Uncle Buck does with porpoise procreation.
I love me some burn ends.
Get them. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you guys, for people that are listening that don't know, so me and my wife, through our endeavors with the Home Cookin Hunter, and I'll say this, me with my Instagram account, Home Cookin Hunter, all that, if it wasn't for my wife, none of that would even be possible.
Really?
Like she helps me with the social media. We used to have a YouTube channel we kept up with, and she would film it. She would produce it. She's a freaking rock star, man.
Wow.
I'm a lucky dude, but we created a seasoning just for the hell of it. And after
just the fish, the halibut.
Can we use it on other meats?
Hey, there he goes, boys. Yes, you can. You can.
Sorry. So it's good on red meat as well as fish. Okay.
Well, we have 4 blends.
Okay.
But it's we started the company basically because we had this rub that we created and we were passing it out to friends and family, and we couldn't keep up anymore, and demand got so high, and
Family will do that to you.
They will. They're mooches, man. They want everything for free. But anyways, I digress. We couldn't keep up anymore, and we prayed a lot about it, and we just felt like it was something we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so we started this company. And one thing I just want to point out, man, and I know I'm kind of, veering off topic, but the name Reload isn't just like a tactical, hunting term or a gun term. Like that name, we thought really long and hard about it, because the only way we were going to start this company is if we could do something with it. And when we thought of Reload, we're like, we want to reload into people. We want people to reload into their families. And what better way to do that than to break bread with people? There's been, some of the most major decisions that have happened in the country, in the world, all been done around food, around a table. From kings to deciding peace treaties, things of all that nature. It's all been done breaking bread with somebody. And, I feel like that our nation and people with, their children and their husbands and their wives or their best friends, and that if we sat around a dinner table together more and talked that things would be a lot better. So there's my there's my soapbox. That's what we stand for.
Come back down.
No, this is
No, stay up there because I love it.
That's exactly right.
Bucky gets on the wagon. He gets on the chuck wagon and just shouts it from the rooftop.
That's something that my family tries to do every night or as much as possible in our busy lives because it's a good way. It's a good way for us all.
Yes,
it's like the Sonic campfire. It's a uniter. It's a common ground.
You did exactly what I was about to do, Bucky, because the equivalent of that, of course, the world does need more of that. People need to sit around and break bread together way more often. The other thing people need to do together is sit around a campfire, and that's where the Sonic campfire was born from, and that's why we're here tonight. Like, we're just sitting around in this campfire right now, and I wish we were breaking bread. Bring some of that gorgonzola butter sauce up there.
Yeah,
holla.
Love me some gorgonzola butter.
We'll wait till you get here.
Holla bread.
I'll push pause, and we'll wait till you get here.
All right, that's cool. I'll hop on a flight. I should be there, tomorrow.
I'm good.
It's only about an 8-hour drive, I think.
That stuff will heat up.
Oh,
just
okay.
fine.
Okay, so let's see here. What time we got? Yeah,
no hill for a climber, that's for sure.
Joel, when does turkey season start down in Tennessee?
It just ended, brother.
Really?
Wow.
Yep. It starts.
Just ended.
It starts the first. It's March 31st is opening day in Tennessee, and then it ends May 15th. So it actually ends this weekend.
Oh man!
So did they hit it right with the turkey rut, if you will?
Yeah, it finally actually, like last year was bad because it got so warm in February and they kind of came in early when everything started budding out. But this year was fantastic, man. It was the first time that I had a hunt go how I planned it.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Tell us.
Textbook.
Do tell.
I'll throw this out there. I've been turkey hunting for about 6 years now. All right, so I'm not going to call myself no expert by any means, but you all, as I explained earlier, I'm a meat guy. It's meat first for me, and it's trophy second. Although I want the trophy, but
it's a close second.
It's a close second, man. But in my endeavors, I had never shot a tom until this year.
Really?
Wow. Nice.
And I got two.
No way.
What?
Yeah. Now I've had.
You opened the floodgates.
I know, man. Once you get your first one, it's easy, right?
Yeah.
But no,
I wouldn't know.
Well, everybody kept calling me the Jakeinator because that's the only that's the only thing I would shoot, man. Because they get out there and they be gobbling and put. Because for me, hunting, guys, it's about the experience.
Yeah.
Have you seen this, Tom?
But it's how it makes you feel. You know what I mean? Like so it's what you can take away from it. And if you get down to where it's like not fun for you to experience, what's happening in front of you, then I don't know if you should keep doing it. But if it is fun for you to just trophy hunt, all the power to you. I'm all about it. You know what I mean? I do respect trophy hunters because they have so much willpower.
Right.
But anyways, though, those birds would get out there and they'd be gobbling. I got like 5 jakes in front of me going freaking nuts. And it's like, screw it. I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. This is good. This is good footage. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so we, that's all I ever shot. And then this year I'm in the blind. I'm with my buddy Lonnie, and he's my buddy on our YouTube channel, Breaking Wild. And we're there, and we can we're getting frustrated because it's classic. Everybody talks about the silent bird, and for the longest time I'm like, well, what the hell is that? How do you know it's silent? Do you see the bird?
Bucky went to prom with her.
Do you know the bird? Does he call you at home?
The silent bird.
When he comes packing along?
Does he scratch at your door?
Do you know him?
Anyways. So anyway, the birds aren't talking. There's nothing, man. And, so I'm hunting a vineyard. This is a place here locally, about 45 minutes from my house. I did some work on their property, and they said I could turkey hunt there.
Nice.
And so we're sitting there, and, we're doing classic, sitting in a blind, trying to get some good camera footage. And I get a text from we don't hear any bird. We hear nothing, no gobbling, no nothing. And I get a text from the homeowner, and he's like, "Hey, you guys got a decoy in the grapes?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "Well, there's one about 25 rows back." And we're like, "Awesome. Keep an eye on that guy and let me know when he gets closer."
Yeah.
So, but we're calling his stuff, and Lonnie had bought a motorized decoy, and he stuck a camera
RC
on top of this thing. Well, he had a little remote, and that son of a gun would spin around and everything.
What?
Man. Yeah.
That's what she said.
You gotta get Adventure Jimmy on this.
Yeah, we need RC turkeys.
How does that work? What's a motorized RC decoy?
Brother, I never heard of one. I never seen one, and believe me, I looked it up, and it is legal in the state of Tennessee.
Is it?
So just letting y'all know.
Check your regs.
I did, 100%. So what he did is he stuck that camera on there, and then he put a big fan. He had like from a bird he had taken, and so when that bird finally stepped out. He had 4 hens with him.
Wow.
And when he clicked that frickin' decoy, that bird got pissed as all get out, turned, and he puffed up, and he was 3 feet from our blind, drumming, spitting, and all this. So
now, were you like feeling that bass in your chest when he was thumping away at you?
100%. And I was out. And so like I had, like I told you guys I was a meat hunter.
Yeah.
But I had really envisioned and overthought the fact that I was going to shoot a tom. Every season it's like I'm going to do it this time, and then I end up shooting a Jake, and so I'd overbuilt this thing up in my mind, and when that thing come through there, of course I'm getting that buck fever type situation. But Lonnie, he is a filmer. He's a videographer. That's what he's about. Mm-hmm. And he was telling me, don't shoot. And he was spinning that freaking decoy around and catching this bird, doing its thing around it. And finally he tells me to shoot, lay that mother down. And you would have thought that I shot a 200-inch buck.
Yeah.
Because I'll send you guys a link to it. It's on the Breaking Wild YouTube channel.
Oh, I have to see it.
I lose my mind. I start shaking. I'm hyperventilating. The whole. It's like I was a little kid who just.
You did it, bud.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but now I'm a pro, so I can tell y'all how to do this.
Exactly.
If you want to know, but so I don't know where we were going with that, but yeah. So I got my first tom this year. It was. But what I was getting at is that's what we were getting at. We set up in a certain spot. We had planned to be in that spot. We had scouted the turkeys, because normally you scout and you do all this freaking recon, and then it never goes as planned. You got to get out and Comanche crawl after these freaking birds, in order to get one, which is normally what I have to do. I have to get out there and chase them. But for me to be able to sit down and ambush one of these things, and call one in, how we had envisioned it to happen, it's never happened. First time this year, man.
Incredible.
That's cool. Yeah. What kind of turkeys are they in Tennessee?
Eastern
still.
Okay.
Yeah, the smart ones.
I was just looking at your.
It's a lot like a Pennsylvania turkey, but it's got a little more twang.
Does it?
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Gobble, 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 gobble,
y'all.
gobble, gobble, gobble.
Then did you go down to Texas after that?
I did. So, a company that produces, smokers and grills and outdoor camping equipment, they hit me up.
Is that Camp Chef?
Yes. Yes, it is. yeah, so they hit me up, and I've done some affiliate work for them, and they were like, we want to thank you, we want to fly you down to Texas, we want to put you up.
That's a good deal.
And that's never happened for me either, guys. So
But
I'm
wait,
like, well,
there's a story behind this. What?
yeah, so they flew us down, and we did some cooking. Allen Brothers Steaks, sent down a buttload of frickin' meat, and we did all that. But so it was good. Some high end stuff. I'd never had Wagyu up until that hunt, but
Japanese Wagyus, American Wagyus,
the spaghetti sauce.
S&P for me. I wouldn't take pay $20 for no Australian Wagyu.
Those fine ranchers are sea heroin.
I swear to God.
Oh man.
Yeah, bird of beef for me, buddy.
I was hoping we were on the same page with that one.
Absolutely. Bird of beef.
Me and Gordon Ramsay must just be morons.
It sounds like overhandling there, bud. That'd be over dandling.
I will strike you.
Do you want to be striked? We can keep going. That's a great episode.
That is a good one. But
that's the Leonard Kenny's guys. If you're not familiar,
I was introduced to them probably about 2 months ago.
Were you?
Yeah, that's a good laugh. If you want to get in all that stuff.
So
not literally introduced. I thought you meant like you hung out with them a while.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Watch the crap on the YouTube.
On YouTube.
On the YouTubes.
The YouTube.
Yeah, but that's great. So you're in Texas. You're the camp chefs. You're cooking.
Man.
Did you get to hunt?
You got the.
We did get to hunt. So we got there, man, and first thing we did is we went and had lunch, had some authentic barbecue, and then we got to the actual place we were staying, did a tour of everything.
Yeah.
Kind of scouted the area, and then we kind of drew straws for what we were going to do, because the place we were hunting wasn't actually a hunting ranch.
Whoa.
They did a lot of military training and stuff on this ranch, but the guy knew the guy Brooks, who from Camp Chef that brought us down. The owner of the ranch knew him, was like, dude, I got turkeys everywhere. They're in a small area, but you can come hunt them. But he also had Aoudad. And so we kind of drew straws for who was going to hunt Aoudad and who was going to go hunt turkey. But I wanted to shoot a freaking Rio.
Sure. Yeah.
So
you're hot on the turkey this year.
I mean, I'm pretty good,
Yes.
I mean, if you want me to guide you, I'll do it.
Did you?
But I'm pretty expensive.
Well, you're already a pro at this point, man.
Did you take your decoy on the plane with you?
No, man. So they, Camp Chef is owned by an umbrella company called Vista Outdoors, and they also own Primos, and they're affiliated with some other stuff. So Primos sent down hunting.
Set up.
They sent down some stuff for us to use. And we use those.
Was any of it remote controlled?
They know a few things about turkey
non-motorized.
No, non-motorized. None of that jazz on this hunt. But
you had to go old school, huh?
I know. Pain in my ass. Get out there and do things the hard way. But
you could have taken it on the plane as like one of those
support animals.
Support decoys.
It's my service turkey.
Hey. Benjamin Franklin said I could have the seeing eye turkey on the plane, and it's my God-given American right.
That'll get overruled, and someone will want a bald eagle.
I haven't filed the paperwork, but I want it on record.
I haven't seen the seeing eye bald eagles yet.
Turkey.
Turkeys.
Boy.
They're very, very good.
They're rare.
Keen eye.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So Primo's got you set up.
Yeah, so they got us set up, and it was so I messaged a buddy before I went down there, and I asked him, I said, give me some. He lives in Texas. I said, give me some insight on these Rios. What are they like? And he's like, they're stupid.
Are they?
And so I'm like, fantastic. That's great.
That's the bird for me.
But so we got in there early, man. Me and my buddy. And we walked about probably a mile back down this power line that was on an easement that this people said we could hunt on, and we couldn't get anything to bite. We couldn't get anything to gobble. And I looked over at him, and I'm like, man, dude, there's no reason these birds shouldn't be gobbling. And it was 2 seconds later, one popped off. So we're like, oh, yeah, let's go.
And you're like, told you.
Yeah, dumbass. Come on. So we cut the distance, and we get down there, and we just keep cutting and cutting and cutting. And finally we get where we feel like we're about 100 yards from this bird.
Yeah. And
we set up. And I told him, I said, man, you're going to shoot. I want you to take the shot. And if multiple come in, maybe we'll try a 1, 2, 3. Well, as we're talking to this bird on the roost, we hear 3 more that seem like, from our really educated, guess, 300 to 400 yards away. And I guess there wasn't any hens, thank God, in the area, because we were able to bring all 4 of those turkeys into us.
Wow. That's awesome.
And I've never heard that. I've never had turkeys do this, but we could. They were about 40 yards from us on the side. It's really dense down there, like thick brush, cactus, thorns. You got to be careful where you sit. But these turkeys were not. They were right on the side of these bushes. They couldn't see us. We couldn't see them. But all 4 of them belted off at the same time, and it was like Tyrannosaurus turkey. It scared the crap out of us. We both of us jumped. Our hearts were beating like crazy. And these turkeys finally come in with about 25 yards of us. And I let him do it. He counted down 1, 2, 3. We pow, both shoot. I hit mine. He didn't hit his.
Oh no!
It sucked, man. I kind of felt bad. I was like, did I pull the trigger before and throw him off? But he had a lot going on.
Probably. That's on him.
You shot on 2. Gonna say, you
let him count. That's on him.
You feel bad, but yet you don't. You have mixed emotions. Like, should you feel like elated or sad? But no.
I just said that because I'm.
You freaking killed a Rio, man.
If he listens to this, I want him to think that I feel bad about it.
No, you killed a Rio. Enjoy it.
No, I was stoked, man. It's like that's a moment I'm not ever gonna forget. That's a hunt I'll never forget. And the guy I was hunting with, can I give him a shout out?
Sure,
please, bud.
So he goes out on Instagram as Wild Game Cook. His name is John Wallace. He's one of the most stand-up dudes I've ever met.
Really?
Yeah, he's a great guy, super knowledgeable, smart guy. I wish he could have got one, but I'm happy that I did.
We have him on the line right now.
John, well, bring him on in.
John, are you there? I'm just kidding. No, but were you guys in a ground blind, or you did it from the ground, or?
We were on the ground. We had a small fold out blind. No, we weren't in a blind. We had one we just kind of propped up in front of us.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
And it worked great. It was a good running gun blind. It worked out perfect, man.
What are Rio in size comparison to Easterns? Is there much difference with Rios?
I didn't notice. I mean, the one that I shot was a good bird. It was a better bird than the Eastern I shot. As far as the size of the spurs.
But man, the feathers are pretty.
Yeah.
Hell, mine was beat to hell. The fan had like 5 or 6 feathers missing out of it.
Oh man.
But it was really pretty, and I think Easterns personally have more color in the fan itself, as far as that shimmer, that rainbow color.
Oh yeah.
But they don't. Those Rios have those tips, man. Those tips are gorgeous.
That's really it really pops when you see those.
And do you have a fear of snakes?
I don't. Bees? Yes. F a bee. I was like,
Stevie doesn't like them either.
I don't like bees or snakes, so.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool with snakes. I feel like I can.
People had me a little bit nervous with the snakes.
Well, they had 2 rattlers that were in cages when we first got there. They're like, we caught those. We caught those right over here.
No, they do that to intimidate us Easterners.
Freaking jerks.
Look what
that ain't right.
Don't go tramping around our plate.
I'm like, listen here, mother. I'll eat that son bee right now. Okay, I ain't scared of no rattler.
And I'll say it to his face in cursive.
So I'll spit on him
like a cobra or a llama.
So you got this Rio. What'd you do with it then?
So, when we got it, of course I did the pictures and stuff. We took it back to camp, popped the beard, got my spurs. Actually, I just took the whole freaking leg, shoved them in my hunting bag, minus the meat part. Just the feet, the spurs. So I've still got those. But we, split it. And I wasn't something that I actually learned this year as well. Like I used to.
You beat me to it.
That's a big spatchcock, guys.
That's a huge spatchcock.
Thanks.
I was going to say. You said you split it. I was like, you're spatchcocking a turkey?
Hey, you watch your mouth, sir.
You went big.
I just thought when you never mind.
Spatchcocked a turkey.
That's a big wide.
That's a great idea, by the way.
You're welcome.
Here's the thing about turkey, guys. Like there is a surprising, overwhelming amount of feathers on a turkey.
Yes.
Over 2,000.
And so when I first started, turkey hunting, and I was processing, and I was looking about how you removed, the breasts and the hindquarters and all that jazz. I watched this, Dirty Red, and I can say that because I'm from Tennessee. I watched this Dirty Red on YouTube. He was like, showing you how you rip the feathers, and you rip them upwards, and it's good. It works. You're ripping the feathers out. But at the end of the day,
you pluck a turkey one time, and that's your first and last time.
Yes, it's horrible. It's a horrible experience, and you get this.
Sounds like it.
I mean, like, look, there's some honor and some stuff. I get it. If you want to pluck a turkey, go for it. Have fun. For me, I'm getting the thighs, I'm getting the drums, I'm getting the breasts, and I'm done. And I'm getting the heart and the freaking liver because that stuff's tasty.
There you go. Yep.
Giblet dressing.
All right, we need to talk about that. What's your preparation on those items?
So
I've talked to a bunch of guys about, cooking venison heart, things like that, but turkey, I never would have imagined. So I want to hear about this.
So with the turkey heart, it depends on your palate. If you like a little bit of an iron taste, then you can just soak it in an ice bath, kind of get some of that, the blood and things like that to come away from it. Or you can do what you do with the rest of the meat, which is what I like to do is I feel like with a wild turkey, you've got to brine it. You've got to take the breasts and whatever meat you get off that bird, and you got to throw it into a brine.
Yeah.
Especially if you're popping the liver. The liver has got a lot of if you don't soak it in something.
It takes that Band-Aid taste out of it.
Yes. And the turkey liver is phenomenal. So it's so good. Really? I like to use the term buttery.
No
and buttery for a liver is, that's something that you don't hear very often.
Not at all.
But if you brines are fun. You can have a lot of experimentation with a brine. Some people just do salt, sugar, and water. But me and my wife, we like to spice things up, and we'll throw some seasoning in there.
Do you throw go on with that?
So the only thing with a brine is what you don't want to do is you don't want to over salt it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do with our brine, it's a 1/4 cup of sea salt to a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a tablespoon of our all-purpose seasoning, which is called Fully Loaded. It's very savory. And then we'll do 6 cups of water. That's our ratio.
Huh.
Now, here's the kicker though, is my seasonings that we make, they're all low sodium.
They are.
So if you
we're not over salting just because we're using your
flavor.
Yeah.
Correct. So if you're going to do that ratio of a brine, you don't want to go use something like, seasoned salt or Old Bay or whatever, something with a high salt content, because then you're going to oversalt it. And the problem with if you oversalt it is, or with any brine, is when you pull it out, you don't want to use a lot of seasoning. So you really want to choose your rub or your seasoning wisely and make sure it's got some good, hearty flavor to it, so you don't have to put a lot on it. Because if you've already been brining it, that's just tenderizing it and softening up that really, dense meat, because these turkeys, they're on the go all day, every day. They're not your farm butterball that's been sitting there getting fed, whatever it gets fed to get fat as hell. It's a lean, dense meat, and it's delicious. It's clean. It's organic as all get out, but you got to treat it as such. So you got to break that thing down so that it's more palatable for you. When you get it out of the brine, you dry things off, and you go to season it. You don't want to over season it with something that's already got a high salt content, because then it's going to taste really bad. It's not going to be good. It's going to be really dry up your mouth, and you're not going to enjoy something you worked hard for.
And you're going to draw out all that moisture you worked so hard to put back into that bird.
That's it. So now, if you don't want to brine, another option you can do is do an injection. You can inject the meat. You can do like a seasoning butter mix, and you can inject the breast, inject the legs. The problem with the legs and the thighs are not so much the thighs, but the legs, is they've got a lot of tendons and they've got a lot of things going up in there that you don't get a whole lot of meat off of them. So you got to kind of figure this is not your county fair turkey leg that you're just gonna be ripping stuff off of.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's more stuff inside that turkey leg that's going to come out with it. If you try to do that. So my suggestion is brine them. And then from there, it's turkey. It's turkey meat, man. Do what you want. Do a pot pie. If you're going to grill it, sorry, I jump around a lot, guys.
You're good.
You're in great company with Uncle Buck.
Heck yeah.
If you're going to grill it, you got to cutlet it. You got to cut that sucker down the middle long ways. You got to make it thinner. Because a turkey breast goes from thin to super thick. And half that breast is going to be way overdone before the upper half, the chest area, is going to be finished out. So you got to cutlet it to the same size so that you can get those, that even cook. And then you can put a brine in that, or not brine, dadgummit, the injection in that thing, and it is freaking money.
Joel, how long do you brine? When you do brine the turkey, how long do you leave it in the brine?
If you can, do 24 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
If you can't, I would say a minimum 6 hours.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do that, if it's a short brine, you need to get a fork or something to create porous holes. Perforate. Thank you. Yeah, and let that stuff really get in there a little quicker.
Yeah. It sounds like what I need to do then. Then I got to shoot my turkey and give it to Brian. And Brian's going to make my turkey taste delicious.
Brian.
Yeah, because that's what we're talking about, right? You give your turkey to Brian.
Mm-hmm. If his name's
24 hours.
Brian has it for a couple hours.
He got you.
Then it's delicious.
Now I don't know what Brian's going to do with that thing while he's got it for a couple hours. But when he's done,
it'll be delicious.
He's going to love on it.
It's going to be moist.
Might taste good.
Joel, then after the brine, how are you cooking that?
So, one of our favorite ways to do it is I will cut it. Like I said, I will cut it. I'll give it that cutlet method, and then I'll cube it out, or I'll tenderize it to where it's super thin, almost like we were talking earlier with the schnitzel, really thin. And I'll take for us, it's our barbecue seasoning that we have. You can use another barbecue seasoning. I don't recommend it, but whatever. But no, we'll season it in that barbecue blend. I will get a butter bath going in the skillet, and then I will take a little bit of S&P salt and pepper on top of that.
That's
just a little bit out of, and then I will put Parmesan cheese on it. And but from there, I'm sorry, back up. Before the Parmesan cheese, you got to do a light coating of flour. No egg wash, none of that stuff. Just a light coating of flour, and then you put the Parmesan cheese on it, and then you fry that mug in a cast iron skillet.
Love that cast iron.
Yeah.
Amen. And then I'll put that on something simple. Like, I am not you gotta knead your dough or get something fancy, or go get you some Sara Lee rolls, butter the top. Put some garlic salt on that mug and slap that turkey breast that we just cooked in between that, and get you some garlic paste, just garlic paste, and a little bit of mayo. and I think it's about, I want to say, a tablespoon of garlic paste per half a cup of mayo. Y'all play with it to your taste.
That
Mix that up and spread that jazz. A little garlic aioli action on top of there with some sauteed onions, and you're done.
Now, do you guys have those King's Hawaiian rolls down your way?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, that might be the substitute right there.
You're there, yeah.
You take that King's Hawaiian roll and you put a little bit of a toast on the inside of that, and then you're done. That's what you need, because
that'll make you slap your mama
all day.
Hey, have you ever deep fried a wild turkey?
Yeah, we have. So, like, another thing I like to do with turkey is I'll take the turkey breasts after I get them out of the brine, and once I get them out of the brine, the one thing you want to do is you do want to pat them out, let them sit in the refrigerator for an hour or so, just to really kind of just dry out. You know what I mean? But I'll cube those things up. I'll smoke them for 45 minutes. Okay. That's just enough to get them, a little bit cooked. And we'll do I call it the double dip. It's flour, egg, flour. And then I'll fry them in some, canola or vegetable oil until they start floating up there. And then I'll take that barbecue seasoning, our double action barbecue seasoning.
Yeah.
It's so freaking simple. And I'll just mix that with mayonnaise until you, and this is a per taste. You mix it and taste it till you get it to how I like a strong barbecue flavor. And I'll mix that up, and think of like Zaxby sauce on steroids. Do y'all have Zaxby's?
No.
Okay, well, you're missing out. I'm sorry. Anyways, but
we'll be down.
It's a fan. I'm going to send you guys some of our stuff so you guys can try this out. But it's just double action barbecue seasoning, mayo, sweet ass dipping sauce. It's phenomenal. And that's a great way to fry turkey. I don't do that to the legs because they're very dense. I tend to want to pull them. Like if I'll smoke the legs, or I will bake them a slow roast in the oven with a broth until they get to a temperature of 160, 165. Everything I like to do is by temp, guys. I live by the thermometer.
Yeah.
I like your idea of smoking the thigh and the legs. I've done that before, and like you said, it's a lot of tendons, and it's tough to get some good meat off of there. But once you smoke it, you just rake that with a fork, and I'm gonna have to try that.
I'll bet that'd be good.
That recipe with that mayonnaise and some of your. I'm looking at some of the sauce you have. This Pack and Heat. That's right up my alley. I'm gonna have to try that sauce.
Speaking your name,
yeah, yep,
bro. If you like spicy, when I created that blend, when me and my wife created that blend, we wanted it. We knew before we created it that we wanted to call it Pack and Heat.
That's awesome.
So we went through like 6 trials on that, and it packs some heat. I would not name it Pack and Heat if it didn't punch you in the face.
Yeah,
it delivers.
Yep.
It does, but you can also use it as a little bit of an amplifier, just a light dusting to get a little bit of some heat on soups awesome. Or whatever. But
hey, how is it on the back end?
What's up?
Why would you put it there?
I'm just saying, like, is it?
You can
on the back end. On the back end, you're gonna get a little bit of garlic. You're gonna get a little bit of some onion that pulls through, but you're still gonna get that. I'm just gonna say you're gonna get that aura, I like to call it, in your mouth. It's gonna tingle. It's gonna be there for a minute.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It's got habanero and 2 different levels of cayenne in it. You're welcome.
Yeah, Joel. Wow. This is next level.
You're gonna get some. So
we don't have enough food in front of us right now to process. Like,
that's part of the problem. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. Everybody's getting a little bit Pavlov's doggy in here.
And I am not the one that usually does this.
Really?
But like a wise man once said, time flies when you're having fun.
Don't say that. Don't you say it, Bucky.
We're bumping up on time, boys.
Oh no, we just got started.
In fact, we broke some rules tonight.
Is that right?
Yeah, we went a little bit beyond, I think, tonight.
Nice.
It's all
It was
right.
worth it.
Well deserved, yeah.
Joel sounds like one of these kind of guests that he is too much to have on just one episode.
He's destined to be back at this point.
I have to talk to him more, guys. What we're about to do is what we do at the end of every show, Joel. We have the Fab Five or the Fast Five.
You can call it that.
I like the Fab Five, actually, because it really doesn't pan out to be the Fast Five. But it is a fabulous 5 questions.
This is Bucky.
Yeah, I've overridden.
Why don't you start your own show?
So, Joel, what we do at the end of each episode is we ask you 5 questions off the top of your head. First thing that comes.
No right or wrong.
No right or wrong answers.
But we'll tell you when it's wrong.
We will tell you.
I got you.
So
We're good.
So Bucky, go ahead with the first question.
What are you the most proud of?
My kids. You know, it's you know what? I'm gonna break your rule and we'll take it back. I'm proud of my wife. You know, it's
Nice. There you go.
my wife she's the reason I have my kids. She's the reason that I'm in the position I am today. She's the backbone of our relationship. She's a wonderful woman, and she's if someone had to ask me what was my most prized possession, it would be her.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's
a
great
good
because you
answer.
started the show off talking
Sounds like
very
she
highly.
keeps it spicy.
And there's only one person who would have been mad at you for changing your answer, but you just took that away from you. She can't be mad at you now that you changed your answer.
You nailed it, Pander Bear.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Brian, hit him with number 2.
Yeah, hit him with number 2, Brian.
Joel, question number 2. What's the one thing that you cannot live without in the outdoors?
Oh, cocky.
The mushroom?
Shiitake.
That's a new one for us.
They're great.
Yeah. We hear a lot more about the morel up here, but I guess the shiitake's pretty good.
No, I mean in the outdoors, man, it's got to be. I mean, it's just got to be hardwoods.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of a weird answer, but there's nothing that I enjoy more than sneaking into the woods in the dark and climbing up into a tree or crawling into a blind and watching the woods wake up around me. They don't know I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that I exist, but watching them wake up and seeing them in their everyday, that's very fulfilling to me.
Awesome.
If I didn't kill anything ever again and I could, still go do that,
Sure.
I would still be happy.
Yeah. Perfect.
Number 3. What makes you happy?
Man, that's a loaded question because, bro, I got a great life, man. I mean, what makes me happy? God, I'm not going to go cliche. What makes me happy is a good freaking rack of ribs. And fried chicken. I mean, my Lord, there is nothing. I'm sorry, man. There's nothing better than a freaking 3-2-1 candied rib and a good fried chicken leg, man.
I will agree with you 100%, but that was your opportunity to get your kids back in the the fix here. So you kind of blew that. So now your wife's mad at you again. Just saying.
No, right now one of them is about to turn 3, and the other one's 6. No, dude,
6. You know what? Well, I didn't even really start to like my kids till they were about 8 or 9. So good on you.
Well, see, hey, I'm getting there. But no, the other one's 6, and he's in the stage where I gotta beg him for affection. So now they can kiss my ass. It's fried chicken.
All right, I'm with you now. You're good.
Joel, what's one thing you do every day to prepare for your outdoor lifestyle?
Nothing. Nope. It's for me. It's my outdoor lifestyle is a lifestyle. I live it every day. So it's there's not a lot of preparation for it. To just get out there is preparation enough.
Just
for
doing
me.
it.
Yep.
Cool.
Perfect. All right.
Last one.
Last but not least.
Last one.
Whether it's hunting, fishing, cooking, living in the outdoors, whatever it is, what is the number one thing on your bucket list?
Number one thing on my bucket list is I want to harvest an elk with a bow.
Ooh.
We
I've
just
never-
had someone mention that.
We should go hunting together.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. That because that was Mr. Pikarowski,
Our last-
or as I like to call him, Brian.
Brian just wanted to do that.
Well, I've never, I've whitetail hunted for 20 plus years. I turkey hunt, I dove hunt, and I dabble in duck hunting. I have always fantasized about having my bow, standing beside a tree and seeing a big bull elk. And this is the one thing, I always talk about, I wouldn't let a doe walk out of the field.
Right.
If I go elk hunting, I'm after that trophy. As much as I can't wait to get the 700 plus pounds of meat. I want that experience. I want that sucker screaming in my freaking face with his breath blowing in the cold. I can see every bit of it, and I want to be shaking my ass off with a bow hanging back, ready to put it in the pump house. That's a bucket list for me.
That's it, man.
There we go.
You pretty much described it perfectly
Oh
too.
man.
You didn't hike those Rockies for nothing.
I thought about this a couple of times.
Sounds like.
Joel, before we let you go, please let our listeners know there's lots of different ways to follow you and lots of different ways to connect with you. Could you run through those real quick for us?
Absolutely. So if you want to follow me personally, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Home Cookin Hunter. That's dropping the G. You got to throw a little the country twang in there.
Oh yeah.
And it's the IN. So Home Cookin Hunter. You can also follow mine and my wife's company. It's at Reload Rub. I do a lot of stuff on there as well that we correlate those two together. And you can see me. You can see some of my videos and see some of my recipes on at Breaking Wild, or you can go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Breaking Wild.
Great.
Nice.
And how about people want to buy your spices? Where can they find those?
If you want to buy my spices, I will love you for it. But you can also I'm going to give you my coupon code. My coupon code is HCH. That'll save you a little change on there.
HCH.
HCH. That's my little abbreviation for Home Cookin Hunter.
There we go.
But it's www.reloadrub.com.
Coupon code HCH.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. Joe, you were a lot of fun. This is a good time.
Very nice.
Very good
No
time.
denying we're going to get you back on too.
Yeah.
Well,
It's going to be a good time.
I'll say this, guys. I've been on quite a few podcasts, and this is by far the funnest one I've been on. This has been great.
Thank you.
Everybody says it. And they ain't wrong.
I think I could get out of hand
Sounds
with Joel.
like Joel's just another statistic.
You shut your mouth, sir.
Sorry, you were the first.
That's right.
And it was fantastic.
You're my first
know.
Tennessean.
I was as good as expected. Advertised.
Thanks, Joe. You take it easy, brother.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
How about that?
Unbelievable.
My stomach is rumbling. That was amazing.
I'm telling you, not only am I hungry, but I don't know if I could eat anything right now because my belly hurts from laughing.
I'm laughing.
That was a good one.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, good character right there.
And the storytelling.
We're going to be talking to him more. I feel that.
No, it's just like he pitched straight in. He was, number 8 or something.
And we just talked turkeys with him. I mean, he fishes as well. I could only imagine the stories we get out of him on
Stevie,
that end.
did anybody tell Stevie he fishes?
We talked a little bit about him striper fishing as a kid.
Huh.
The pre-games.
Yeah, with his dad. Yeah, we were pre-gaming a little bit.
I'm surprised you had that little piece of knowledge and didn't jump right to that.
No,
good for you, bud.
This is turkey mayhem.
He's more refined.
You respected the
This
theme.
is turkey mayhem. Yeah.
Good for you.
Good on you, Stevie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, don't forget, this episode is brought to you in part by Smokin' the Grove Barbecue Festival.
Smokin' the Grove.
That's being held July 26th and 27th in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. For more information, head over to smokinthegrove.com.
Smokinthegrove.com.
Love me them burn ends. Mm-hmm. And it's also brought to you in part by Moses Family Jerky.
Get out of town.
Oh, yeah. Get 15% off your next order by heading over to mfjerky.com. Make sure you use that promo code JerkyPursuits15.
Brian, How can people find us?
You can go to RuttenRiverPursuits.com. Find us on all your social media outlets, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And don't forget the YouTubes at Rutten River Pursuits Podcast.
Nailed it. Leave some feedback. Make sure you tag us on any of them turkey pictures.
Turkey Mayhem.
Hashtag Turkey Mayhem.
Well played, boys.
Thank you, guys.
Great episode, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Rigor Gobble gobble.
That is the beauty of cooking, man. Like they use fancy words because they want you to believe that that's fancy and that it's hard to do, but it's not. Like we made venison schnitzel the other night.
Bless you. What'd you say?
Sorry, I got these allergies over here. I got a lot of pollen.
And that's nothing but saying it's a fancy way of saying it's a fried tenderloin.
Yeah, that's really thin.
Yeah.
Chuck wagon coming in hot.
Easy.
Coming in hot, baby.
Delicious tenderloin sandwich with some
Chuck
fried
for the
potatoes. You ain't a kidding. That's a meal.
We created a seasoning just for the hell of it. And after
just the fish, the halibut.
Can we use it on other meats?
Hey, there he goes, boys. Yes, you can. You can.
Sorry. So it's good on red meat as well as fish. We do have a savory Heine dipping sauce.
You couldn't even get it out.
That's different than a sweet ass dip. You're like a schoolgirl right now.
Savory ass.
Savory Heine dipping sauce. Ooh, sorry.
Oh, boy.
I don't even want to ask what that is.
I almost got that out. Dang it.
I don't even want to go there.
Yeah, Joel,
Sorry, go ahead.
This show's heavily edited.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's been good. Don't you chop us up.